One thing I think people come into programming often feel like if they're going to be programmers, they have to be good at math. Like, oh, I was really good at calculus, so I'd be a good programmer. Or I never actually got algebra very well, so I'd probably be a bad programmer. And I think that connection is often very much not true. Like, I don't do math other than like basic arithmetic in my programming these days. But some people do, right?
Yeah.
Some people come as engineers or they come as scientists and they actually do math frequently and they want to do it with Python. So Vernon Thermet, Thomaret, sorry, sent over this cool project called Math to Code. Have you seen this?
Yeah, I was checking this out the other day. It's pretty fun.
Yeah. So imagine you wanted to learn something by doing flashcards, right? I'm going to show myself. I'm going to flip through them and like see like a simple thing and then what the answer to that is. And this is kind of like that. Like it starts out, it says, what I want you to do is take the square root of something using NumPy. And it's all based on NumPy or just pure Python, like raise something to the power is just X star star Y, for example. But it just really quickly and simply takes you through that. So you type out the answer, hit enter. It's all hotkey driven, which is great for a web app. And it just kind of guides you through like practice experience of here's a math problem, solve it in NumPy.
Yeah, and it's so beautiful.
It is pretty, right?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, I honestly haven't made it to the end, so I don't know how many answers or questions or whatever there are, or flashcards as I'm calling them. But it is open source on GitHub, which is pretty cool. So you can go in there and check out the source code and play with it. And yeah, it looks like 13 questions, but it's on GitHub and the questions are just marked down. So you could go add as many as you would like. Actually, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But what also is interesting, just at a more higher meta level, is maybe you don't care about finding, the square root of something in Python, is the building blocks. So if you look at how this thing is built, and like I said, open source on GitHub, so you can check it out. It's built running Python on the client side.
What? Really?
Yeah. So it's built using Sculpt, which is a JavaScript implementation of Python. And then it has Sculpt NumPy for the subset of NumPy running on a client side that it wants you to experiment with, right? Like NumPy.square root, for example, or np.square root. It has KTeX for rendering LaTeX on the browser side. It has Next.js for front end, Tailwind CSS, which my friend Mark just told me about, which is a really interesting alternative way to like CSS front end frameworks, like Bootstrap, but different. Remark from Markdown on the client side, gray matter, all sorts of stuff. So there's a lot of cool building blocks here, regardless of whether or not you're actually into the questions.
Yeah, this is awesome.
That might be more interesting actually than the thing, right? Because I honestly don't care about learning the math features generally. It's nice, but it's just not something I do.
Yeah, but this sort of model of like I mean, if you look at it, I don't know if you already said this, but if you look at it, you've got like some explanation and a question on the left, a place to type in and submit your answer on the right, and then there's even a place where you can like set up a hint and show the answer or hint for somebody. And the having all this it looks very nice, and having like this as an example to for somebody else, I could totally see like a teacher running with this to help their students learn really pretty much anything. So
Yeah,
this
it
is
doesn't have
pretty,
to be exactly Python, as long as you can verify it with Python.
yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. Pretty cool.